This guy honestly does not care about his car. Hey guys, welcome to another video. I'm standing by the Tesla here because we are about to go on a 200 and something odd mile journey from the northwest of England to somewhere near the south coast. Whenever journeys like this happen, the Tesla is usually the car of choice. The main reason for actually taking the Tesla isn't because of how much luggage space there is, how comfortable it is. It's the fact that in terms of actual cost, it'll probably cost us less than a few pounds to go there and back, essentially, which is absolutely ridiculous. As you can see, the car is on charge, so that's the only kind of prep you need to do for this as an electric car. It's been plugged in overnight, so it should have 100% charge for the start of the journey, and this is where the only cost is. So the cost for the electricity to charge this overnight, probably a couple of pounds, literally, and then along the way, obviously, the range for this particular Model S is somewhere in the region of around 250 miles. Realistically, it's probably a bit lower, and so we are going to stop off to supercharge the car, and you do those at Tesla superchargers, and there are loads dotted around the UK now, and the Tesla supercharger network is just growing literally week by week. And yeah, I thought it'd be quite interesting to just document how a journey like that would go down. For most people, when they think of electric cars, they think of a range of about 5 yards before you're out of juice, but with Teslas, that's really not the case, and you can literally take them anywhere for such little cost. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know what you think. We're now already onto the motorway phase of the journey. It's the M6, which is a hateful piece of road in the UK. The destination's been set. It's Fareham in Portsmouth. The Tesla does use Google Maps, which is, in my opinion, very good, because the maps are always constantly updating themselves. As I mentioned before, we will need to stop to supercharge along the way. You don't need to set that. The car basically figures that out, works out where the best place is to stop, and I think this one has set it to Warwick, which is probably it's just under 100 miles away. It also tells you how much range you'll have by the time you reach there, so you don't need to figure that out for yourself. We'll probably only need to stop just the one time, but we're human beings, we're probably going to stop for toilet breaks, lunch, that kind of thing, so probably 1 or 2 stops. So it's not like we need to make any extra stops on top of a normal journey in any other car, if in a diesel or a petrol. The Tesla does have something called adaptive cruise control, so let's just say that's one step below the full autopilot. Very simple to engage, works a bit like a Mercedes. Tap this up once, and it'll set the cruise control to whatever speed you were doing. So I'm going to raise this, and then change the distance. So what I just did there, I switched the distance that the car will stay away from the car in front, because as well as controlling my speed, it will also follow the car in front. If the car in front slows down, speeds up, it will do the same and keep a safe distance away, which it just makes driving on the motorway much less stressful, and it's actually safer. Now this next stretch all the way to Warwick services is incredibly boring, I'm not going to lie, so I'll probably pick up again from when we stop, stick the car on charge. I'll show you guys how that all works, and it's nothing too complicated, and yeah, so I'll see you then. So we've now probably driven about over 100 miles to Warwick, thereabouts, would you say? And the car's showing, how much battery does it show we've still got?
53%.
So that's, we're going there to charge, but we wouldn't even really need to. If anything, it's more to it's more to just recharge ourselves.
It's amazing that you can drive all the way from Manchester to Portsmouth on a single charge. What is it? 230 miles, 240 miles from where we are?
200 yards, bear left.
Right, we've never been here for charging, so we just have to be careful that we see the signs of the superchargers.
If we wanted to, we wouldn't even need to charge. We could actually make it all the way down to Portsmouth.
So that's just a recently opened one, and often they're at the wrong end, and so that's really good.
This is meant to be, it says it's an e-drive, but it shouldn't work. Oh, it is an electric car.
Yeah.
He's tried to get it in.
Why though?
The ignorance thinking, because he's probably looking at that electrical vehicle charging point.
This guy honestly does not care about his car. So we just stopped for lunch. Probably, how long did we stop for? About half an hour. The interesting thing was that within probably 10-15 minutes, the car had actually charged from 50% all the way up to 85%, and we hadn't even ordered our food by that point. Beyond 85%, the charging does slow down a little bit. Why that is, you probably know.
I don't actually. I think it's just to do with protecting the battery a little bit. So I think the charge rate slows down. I did do some reading around that a little bit. I think it's to do with preventing the battery from overheating. But most of the time, you wouldn't really want to charge to 90% or 95%. But 85% is usually fine.
So yeah, so to reach that point, it's literally 15-20 minutes. It's not like an hour. An hour would, if you wanted to go all the way back to 100%. But if you're doing like a journey where you're going to plan to stop anyway in between, you would never really wait for it to charge all the way to 100%.
No, you're better off arriving at a supercharger with low charge, because it charges very quickly when you turn up with low charge. When I was looking at the phone, actually, we had enough charge after 10 minutes. So those charges seem to be unusually quick. It's not normally that quick. And
I'm sure you just saw there was a Wally in a BMW. It wasn't an electric car. It was one of their e-drives. He'd managed to ram the actual charging thing inside. However, at a Tesla charger, you can't actually. Yeah, it needs to be a Tesla.
Correct. Yeah.
The car won't need to stop again to recharge. We could have actually got there in one full charge from this morning, but I probably will need to stop for a toilet break. But apart from that, I had no issues whatsoever on the journey. It's been super comfortable. Traffic's actually not been too bad. I've been switching between cruise control, autopilot, and it's just, you know, inside it's a nice place to be as well. I think my brother's dozing off, or has been dozing off for the majority of the journey. How do you find it in the back, Mum?
Very comfortable.
No, we're still about 80 miles away from our final destination. One thing that I haven't mentioned yet is for pretty much the whole journey I've just been using one pedal. The Tesla does have something called regen braking, and it literally acts like a second brake. So every time you come off the throttle, the car does slow down quite a bit, and that's basically the motor spinning in reverse, you know, when you're not powering ahead. It's useful in stop-start traffic, and obviously you're recharging the battery as well. It's just something to get used to if you switch between cars, that's for sure. You know, because you can jump into something else and forget that you don't have something like regen braking. But no, it's just been super stress-free, if I'm honest. Now, apparently this next supercharger is somewhere down here, so it's not a service station, is it? It's more like a hotel one.
Yeah.
A bit of a weird location, if I'm honest.
I'm just a dreamer, but I'm hanging on. Though I have nothing big to offer.
So guys, we're less than 10 miles away from our end destination. We've had no issues whatsoever on the journey down. The second time we stopped, the supercharger was a bit out of the way, but you know, we didn't take any extra detours or anything like that. We stopped twice in the end, and those are two stops that we would have done regardless of having an electric car or not. And yeah, the overall cost for actually getting it was probably a couple of pounds electricity last night, charging the car at home, because you know, the supercharging is free, as I mentioned earlier on. That has changed. There are some small things around that. If you are interested in how a Tesla is charged and the regen braking, check out this video up here. My dad and I do go into some depth trying to explain that as best as possible. If you are interested, do give that a watch. I hope this video has given you a bit of an insight of what it's like to actually use an electric car on a long journey, and that it's not actually too different from just normal driving. You know, a lot of people are concerned with range anxiety with electric cars. I mean, in the days of, you know, cars like the Nissan Leaf that can only do about 5 yards before they run out of juice, things have changed quite a bit, especially with Teslas. You know, the range on this 75D, you know, it's better than some performance petrol cars. So there's
take the exit left.
So there's really nothing you can complain about, really. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below your thoughts, any questions you might have, and I'll do my best to answer them all. Until next time, guys. Bye.